this is Corsair Mack from Mack's Empowerment Counseling, LLC. Today, I'm going to go over radical acceptance. This is an important topic to go over before I make a video about forgiveness and letting go in mental health. So sit back, relax, take everything I say with a grain of salt, do your own research, and enjoy the video. So first, what is radical acceptance? Radical acceptance is a technique from the dialectic behavioral therapy, or DBT. Good therapy defines radical acceptance as accepting life's setbacks and joys for what they are rather than wishing for something different. Its aim is to help people tolerate stress and stop fighting frustrating circumstances. Very Well Mind defines radical acceptance as the ability to accept situations that are outside of your control without judging them, which in turn reduces the suffering that is caused by them. Ultimately, radical acceptance is accepting things for the way that they are and that things happen the way that they happen. Right? We can't go back and change the past, so we need to accept the past for what the past is. So, how does one implement radical acceptance? Here is how I help clients learn how to do radical acceptance in therapy. I put more of a solution-focused spin on it, so just to give you a heads up that that's the route I'm going to be tackling it. Right, so there is a process to doing radical acceptance, like there's a process to do everything in mental health. Right, so if someone tells you to just take whatever situation you're trying to radically accept, put it in chest, close the chest, lock the chest, throw the chest off somewhere else, take the key and throw that somewhere else, then I'm going to tell you you're doing it wrong. Right, because ultimately, just like I mentioned earlier, everything in mental health is a process. Radical acceptance is no different. So what I want you to do, I want you to go get that key, get that chest, unlock that chest, take out that situation, put it in front of you, and follow these steps to help with radical acceptance. Right, so first we got to really take a look at the situation. Right? Like I mentioned, we have to accept that this situation, there's nothing we could change about it. So then, with that situation, I want you to take it, and I want you to separate it. Right, into things you can control and things you cannot control. Right, because ultimately when it comes to a situation that we're trying to radically accept, generally we overlook things that are in our control to do. Right, so for example, you and your friend are working at this law firm and you both are working on a project. Your boss really likes the project and your friend takes 100% credibility for that project. Right, and you're mad about that. To radically accept that, we got to really take a look at the situation, right? So what's in your control to do and what's outside of your control to do. What's in your control to do, you could tell your boss that, hey, me and him, we worked on the project together. It wasn't just him, so he really didn't deserve that promotion, or you should get something out of that in return. Or you can go and talk to your friend saying, hey, this is what happened. I want you to go and tell the boss the truth. Right, you have those options available to you. I'm pretty sure you have other options, but we'll just stick to those two for now. So you've done that. You've done everything that's in your control to do, right? So you split that circle in half. This half of what's in your control to do. This half is what outside of your control to do. So you've done everything that's in your control to do, right? So that's the next step. Do everything that's in your control. The next step after that is change how you feel about what's not in your control, right? So first things first, just like what I mentioned to a lot of my clients, we cannot control other people, right? We can't control what they say, think, do, or feel. But we can control what we say, think, do, or feel. So to help really change how you feel about that situation, right, you can do another project to show your boss, hey, I am capable of doing this amount of work. It's not just my friend. So that way, moving forward, you can give me projects to do on my own, and then you give him projects to do on his own, and then we'll see, right, who stays up at the top. All right, or ultimately we could say, all right, we'll take that loss. We learn better next time to document everything that we do, so that way if this thing happens again, then we won't take the fall for it, or not the fall for it, sorry. So that way we will be able to get credit for it. In doing those things, right, you change how you feel about the situation, right? You're not looking to that other person to ultimately fix it. You're relying on your own power to fix it. And that ultimately is what radical acceptance is. Though, if you feel like you still can't let go of it or you still can't radically accept it, then just repeat steps 2 and 3, right? See what's in your control to do, change what's in your control to do, and see what's outside of your control and change how you feel about it, right? If you can't change how you feel about it, then really take a look to see what it is that you're really holding on to, what it is that you really cannot let go of. Because 10 times out of 10, it's not what your friend did, it's about something else. Right? Because ultimately you've done everything that's in your control to do, which will make it easier to radically accept it because we've done everything we could. And based off of what we did, we'll be able to feel differently about what's not in our control. But if you're still holding on to something, then that's something that you really need to take a look at and see, okay, do we need to let go of something? Do we need to forgive someone, whether that's our friend or if that's someone else that's in our past? Because ultimately, if we're holding on to something, it's going to be a lot harder to radically accept it. So ultimately, that's what you need to do for radical acceptance. So first, take a look at the situation, separate it into what's in your control and what's not in your control. Do everything that's in your control. Change how you feel about what's outside of your control. If you still can't radically accept, repeat steps 2 and 3. Do everything that's in your control. Or take a look to see if there's anything else that's in your control and do something about that. Or you really need to take a look at what is it that we're really holding on to, because at that point it's not about that other person or the situation, it's about something else. Then forgive or let go. And yes, forgiveness and let go has its own process as well. But it is really important to go over radical acceptance first before going into that forgiveness or letting go process, which I will do another video on. All right, but ultimately, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you're looking for more information, feel free to visit my website at mackec.com. Take a look at other YouTube videos that I put up. Or if you're in Illinois and you want to schedule an appointment, feel free to reach out to me via my website at mackec.com. All right, thank you very much. Again, thank you to Good Therapy, and as well as thank you to Very Well Mind for letting me use their definitions of radical acceptance. All right, this is Corsair Mack signing out. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.